What's that?
Good thing you're not painting the church.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't believe how many times I've had stuff pull in front of me.
Yeah.
And the students just love it. Okay, so right now, is this loud enough?
Yes.
Okay, so right now, I have to do, I determine my area of dominance. It's not something I just kind of guess and it comes about. I have to determine it fairly early on, and I've got some flowers right over in here I like. I think I'll put them in this part of the painting. And then we have another set of flowers right down in here. Okay, this will be a really good example of progressive dominance too. All right, so, boy, my value study is going to be kind of a mess, but I know what I want here, so these are the focus right here. So I've determined already from this very loose sketch that my the position of my flowers. So now that I'm doing this, I'm thinking I like the looks of the vines right down here, underneath here. So I might even shift this. Yeah, let's shift this down. See, so I wouldn't have thought of this had I not done the value study. But right down, you can see off to the side, at the lower part here, we've got the vines of the flowers showing. And I think that's kind of neat. What if I shift it down slightly so I have that? Move these up a little bit. Have my vines down here. That's kind of neat.
You hold up your drawing when you're finished. Okay.
Yeah.
Your hand was in the way. I didn't quite see what.
Yeah.
where you
So-
got the line. Thank you.
Back when I was right out of art school, my value studies were really unorganized. I know this looks unorganized, but they were even more so. And so I finally thought I need to clean up my value study. What can I? So I got a book, and it was called the Gordon Grant Sketchbook. And I thought, I'll figure out how to get this cleaned up. And that only made things worse because his drawings were just really perfect, architecturally perfect drawings. And I thought, no, that's the way it should be, huh? And then I felt bad because mine were scrambled like this. But that wasn't a sketchbook. Those were finished drawings that they labeled as a sketchbook. And so I had to learn to. It wasn't until I saw some of Andrew Wyeth's sketches, and they were just almost like this, some of them. And I thought, well, that's kind of neat. So I relaxed on it. All right. So that's not going to help you much. It'll help me, but. Okay. All right. Okay, so this one, I think we're just going to squirt out all the paint and get paint flying everywhere here this morning. Oops, I don't want that down there. It'll be full of paint.
Yeah.
Let's get this over.
When you're painting something as, contrasty, at least in color, as flowers, do you shy away from putting, like, the center of interest, have them, I'm sitting at this angle, and, some of the clusters of flowers that are closest to me are, sticking out, and so they'd be all surrounded by dark.
Oh Oh, so is there going to be too much contrast with all that dark around them?
Yeah, do you try to leave it
Um,
more in your composition?
Well, you're going to see that I'm not sure if that, Karen, that quite answered your question, but
It would just be more, would you do that on purpose, or would you shy away from that so that to make it easier maybe to do dry there?
shy away from that contrast.
Yeah, and having something kind of be at the center of interest, be at the edge of the bunch of other.
Let's do the painting, and then let's
Back to that.
That's got a question, then I can kind of show you. So there was burnt umber, there was the cad red light. Here is my ultramarine blue, and I'm. My paintings improved dramatically in one day when the teacher said, Eric, most of your paint is going to go in the water, so stop trying to save it. And I just relaxed, started to get more aggressive with my pigment, and it was like a shift in one day in the improvement in my paintings. Rarely is there in art, when you're studying it, is there a dramatic shift? It's kind of like you go up a little bit and improve, and you think you got it, and then you kind of fall back for a while. There's a lot of that, but the time that I just decided to be more aggressive with the paint, not worry about it, that changed my painting in just one day.
Yeah, what are the colors? that
I'm
you-
squeezing out every color that's on your materials list. Uh-huh. So I just went, there's the phthalo green. Here's the phthalo blue. The olive green, I'm going to do right now. I already did cerulean blue. I'm going to do the cobalt blue here real soon. Cobalt blue. I did the ultramarine blue. Did the permanent alizarin crimson, the cad red light, the rose doré, the yellow, primary yellow, and then we have burnt sienna. I did burnt umber already. We got burnt sienna. And then we have raw sienna, and then we have raw umber. Got them all. This is the palette I had in art school. I like it very well, the colors, and I've just stayed with it.
That's James.
Uh-huh, raw umber. Raw umber is a good color for darkening yellows because it's really a type of yellow. Okay. I mean, I really like this kind of lighting situation to paint it because it's just not fighting that sunlight. I'm going to use the darker pencil on this just so you can see it a little bit easier. Look at the flowers are moving all over the place now. So I got this big, think of terms of big group. I've got a big group that's coming here. I've got these vines coming here. I've got a big group right here.
You're sketching the big group.
Big groups, yeah. And a few little ones over in here. Yeah. And now I'll use more detail to bring our eye in here. Oh, one color I didn't put on yet. Cobalt violet. All right, so let's do, where do we want to start? Start where's the cliff. clearest, simplest, easiest shape, the easiest, biggest shape that's clearest in your mind. For some person it might be the green, for another person it might be the flowers. I think that's a better way to do it than just say, always start with your lights or always start with your midtones. A lot of times I start with my midtone because it's a big shape. But still, I picked the easiest one. The biggest, easiest one that's clearest in your mind. Okay, so now we're going to start with these red flowers, which this is the way to wake up the class is to talk about these red flowers but paint them green. All right, let's do this. Just a little bit too much of an angle. Everything's going to run quite a bit. Yeah, sometimes, now see, you guys have seen me start with opposite colors already, so you kind of got the idea what's going on. But sometimes I leave this for if I'm traveling, it's a 5-day class. I'll leave this till the 3rd or 4th day, and so let's do these red flowers. And the class gets very quiet. And finally someone says, Eric, that doesn't look like that's red to me. All right, here we go. So here's where I'm allowing some of these colors to run together that will be in the background there.
So what red are you starting with?
This is alizarin crimson. I might have a little bit of cad red mixed in there, or a little rose dory. That's just olive green and cad yellow light. Now notice that because the background is going to be so much darker than this, I can really let my red run all over the place. Okay, so got this. That green's going to run into some of this red. Make it look like reflected color, but also create a bunch of soft edges. So here's a big mass of green right here. Oops, that's kind of a little bit too much yellow. So I'm going to throw in a little bit more green here. Olive green, and some cad yellow light. See how that green is starting to run into that flower there. That's okay. And now I'm going to shift to a little bit of cerulean blue mixed with my red that I've already got on the palette there. I'm going to throw it right down in here. That's a good color